All right, welcome to the Whiskey Vault. You're supposed to do a thing then.
Rex.
I'm Daniel.
He's level 3 still.
Yeah.
Still whiskey.
I'm not going to be
sommelier.
4 for a while, man. We haven't designed that course.
and I am a novice level. Master Mooch.
This is from Brandon Jensen
Brandon
and
James-
Magnificent
with-
Bastard.
Hold on. The energy already, Daniel. Already.
I was feeding it to you.
No.
You're responsible for the Magnificent Bastard.
Brandon Jensen Magnificent Bastard.
See, there you go. Okay, so Brandon, I'm going to give you 2 stories on this whiskey.
Okay.
One is, I'm not going to tell you any of the backstory on Templeton. Just try the whiskey and see what you think of a 6-year-old Templeton rye.
A 6-year-old rye. Okay. I feel like I've had this rye many times before.
Yes, and there's a reason why you feel that way.
But that's not a bad thing. It's
No.
it on the nose. It's a very nice rye.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the rice spice and it's got
It's super candied, almost like a peppermint candy, hard candy, unbelievably sweet, minty.
I like the finish.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Not
like
a lot of the anise or the black licorice.
It's there, but it's not too much.
It's there more on the nose than in the taste.
I get like if this makes sense, like a bitter vanilla finish.
Yeah, so I was gonna say the finish for me is like bitters, like when you add bitters to a cocktail, where it's a sweet cocktail, but your aftertaste is bitters.
Yeah,
Right.
bitter vanilla. So
So like a Manhattan.
I like it. 6 years old.
Yeah.
I don't. Do I often see rye 6 years old?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? All right.
Now you know why you like this? Here's where things take a turn for the worse, Brandon. You know why you like this? Because you've had it anytime you've ever had MGP rye.
Okay.
It's the 95% mash bill MGP rye.
Sure.
Now here's the thing about Templeton, and
Are they just not being
they
transparent?
only annoy me because they were the ones who started a life lesson and obviously have still not learned from it.
Okay.
So this is the brand that became the poster child for lying about what's in your bottle.
No.
So much.
No.
So much that they got successfully sued by the consumers. The judge forced them to create a website where you could go and claim money back.
Wow.
And it based on what you bought bottle, or even you even got to claim money back if you got a cocktail in their distillery. And they were required by law to set aside like several $1 million
Yeah.
in a fund
Right.
that's only job was to reimburse consumers who had
Right.
been lied to.
Wow.
It's that bad, right?
Right.
Because originally when this
Now,
came out,
How long ago was that?
oh, this is in the last 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But originally when this came out, it said Templeton Rye, small batch, pre-prohibition era recipe. Right? And it did not say that it was distilled in Indiana.
Okay.
It said produced in Templeton
Right.
for Templeton Rye spirits.
Right.
So after the lawsuit,
Sure.
they were
So for those wondering why that matters, distilled
Yeah.
in Indiana, basically for a lot of people that's shorthand for
made it MGP.
made of MGP,
Yeah.
which is what it's multi-grain. What does MGP stand for?
Yeah, it's Midwestern Grain Products.
Midwest is like a huge distillation facility, and they make good stuff. But there's a lot of apparently distilleries over the years that have been trying to obfuscate the fact that they're sourcing whiskeys from there.
Yeah. Now, for example, we sourced our first run of Eleanor from MGP.
Yeah.
And Eleanor's always going to be sourced from MGP.
And then we finished it in Texas.
Yeah. And then we put on the bottle MGP. I mean, Indiana.
Yeah.
So here's another of the exact same whiskey from MGP, bottled by Redemption.
Okay.
Right?
Now, are you sure you're not sick?
I have zero question whatsoever. The doctors told me. But notice the same candy cane sweet finish. Like actually a real candy cane hanging from a tree. That's the
Yeah.
thing is, MGP makes a really good rye. It turns out.
Yeah.
MGP makes really good whiskey in general. The problem people have with MGP is when other distilleries
These are almost the exact same proof.
yeah, source it and then lie about it. Now, what happened was they got sued.
Before we move on,
Yeah.
because you did just pull out a comparison.
Mm-hmm.
These are MGP ryes.
Right.
They are a bit different, though.
This one's a little more bitter, longer in the barrel.
Longer
I'm
in the
guessing.
barrel. Okay.
I'm guessing.
Does that not have an age
Because
statement?
this is less than 4 years, and this one is 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because between the two, I like what the age did
yeah, me too.
to the rye.
Yeah, patience
Yeah.
always helps.
Yeah.
So after the lawsuit, they had to change their bottle, and they replaced small batch with the good stuff in the same font. And then they removed the little line that said pre-prohibition era recipe, and then they added distilled in Indiana to the back of it.
Sure.
Right? Now, the story they tell is that this is named after an old recipe that their family member had for rye whiskey, and that this is what they're trying to recreate. Now, here's what they don't talk about very much, right? And they don't say it really that well in here, which was when we first did our barrels of the good stuff, 2010,
Yeah.
we set aside some barrels and we didn't start releasing them until now, and that's the 6-year-old version.
Yeah.
And it's based on the recipe of old Uncle, what's his name, Al or something like that. And this is his pre-prohibition recipe we're trying to recreate. Well, you know what they did to do that? They actually partnered with a firm that created a flavoring.
So
No joke.
Wait, did they flavor the whiskey?
Yes, they did.
They flavored the whiskey?
They did.
Wait, not this whiskey.
Yes, they
They
did.
flavored this whiskey?
Yes, they did.
How did they flavor
And they're
whiskey?
not saying that anyway.
Because even I know that's the one thing beyond just completely hiding where you're sourcing shit, that's the
Yeah.
one thing that there's a whole category called flavored whiskey
yeah.
that you have to.
So here's the exception to that rule. Notice that this does not say a straight rye.
Okay.
Why does it not say a straight rye? Because once you add things, you can no longer call something straight.
Right.
It's like a straight bourbon or a straight rye. It can't be called a straight bourbon or straight rye
Sure.
if it has additives. Now, legally, if you add less than 2.5% flavoring to a mix,
Right.
you can still call it a rye or a bourbon.
Look, I'm trying to be a good sport. You got 90 seconds here.
No.
90 seconds.
We are helping out consumers, and you're bored.
I am so.
You would
bored.
rather them be lied to.
Yeah.
You would rather them operate under false assumptions.
Here's the thing. Because I recognize what you bring to the table.
No, you don't.
It is it's knowledge and information and awareness.
Uh-huh.
And I just care. Is it good?
You can go sit down.
Is it good? Now, this is gonna be annoying. I'm sorry. That Templeton, it's good.
No, I didn't say it's bad.
It's good.
I don't have a problem with it, and I would drink it. And
Now-
I wouldn't mind having it in my house.
No, is that true?
Yeah.
As much as you.
No, because if
are
someone
going-
wanted to get a
you're
gateway
going
into
off.
rye.
Going off.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm going off on the problem, not on the whiskey,
Okay.
right? I'm going off on the people. The whiskey stands alone.
The whiskey's an innocent bystander
Yes.
here.
Yes, it did not choose this life.
Now I could get behind that.
Yes.
The whiskey did nothing wrong.
Yes.
The whiskey didn't know.
That's right. That's right. It's the people who f***ed it all up and they're marketing, right? So they've got this formula that they've created that they add to 6-year-old rye that they say takes the taste in the direction of the old pre-prohibition era recipe.
Okay.
And it's less than 2.5% or probably right at 2.5%, which allows them to keep calling it a rye instead of a blended whiskey.
Okay.
Right? So, does it taste good? Yes.
Yes, I like
yes. Would you recommend it to someone getting into rye to try to understand what rye feels like?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. I think it's a good representation of a rye.
Do you have a problem with the people who keep trying to obfuscate the shit that they're doing? Yes, all day long.
Well, and I think I understand.
Damn it.
I think I understand a lot of your frustration here.
Yes.
Because it smacks of laziness.
Yes.
Because there's a way to be totally honest and clear.
Mm-hmm.
If you are just smart and intelligent
Say what you
about
are.
what you are communicating to people.
The thing
you can
is-
say it in a way that people go, "Oh, okay, I see what
That's
you
cool.
did there.
Yes.
That's cool. I feel good about that."
Adding 2.5% flavoring that you created to make something taste like something from 100 years ago is an amazing story.
Yeah.
Right? And it would educate consumers both on how you can add things to whiskey without changing the. It would educate consumers on the idea that this is possible
Right.
and why it doesn't say straight. And it would introduce a flavor that existed 100 years ago.
Yeah.
If you just told the story,
You could tell that story.
you could sell that all day long.
You could actually turn it into a net like a net benefit, a strength.
Yes.
A strength that you are.
Like, yeah, we could have just
trying-
taken MGP.
You can turn into an attribute of the whiskey that you're trying to promote, as opposed to something that you're trying to make sure people don't find out.
Yes. Yeah, it's
All
just,
right.
you're picking the wrong horse to get behind.
Okay, so between these two,
Yeah. Do we like, I'm still going to go Templeton
I'm still
6
gonna go
over
Templeton.
Redemption.
I'm still gonna go
Yeah.
Templeton. The
and
Redemption.
I could pull another half dozen out of there that are MGP rye.
I think
but-
the Redemption it's younger, so
Yeah.
it's going to be a bit more thin.
Right.
And this, I think, there's a nice finish. It's like a bitter, and then it goes into a vanilla for me, which I
agree.
like in the Templeton.
I do.
Okay.
All right. Here's to fighting, stealing, and
You
drinking.
fight, you fight for a friend. It's just
Right there?
No, just
I'm going to start over.
I was just awash in a sea of rant, trying to
Find your bearings.
Find my
looking
way
for a
back out of
scrap
this.
of wood that
Right.
floats by to grab onto.
If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
If you steal, may you steal a lover's heart.
If you drink,
may you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.